Hello, Namaskar everyone. Welcome to Dhwani, which means sound in Hindi. We bring to you resonating sounds created by the actions of women innovators, leaders, experts, and entrepreneurs who are making a difference in their and others' lives. We share their stories to inspire and empower other women. Dhwani is an initiative of Innoberry, which is offering a platform for the women to voice their thoughts, struggles, challenges, achievements, highs and lows, and the journey that they have undertaken. I am Pooja Bhatia, a tech transfer, patent licensing, and intellectual property professional, and now your host for this show. Let's inspire and get inspired. Dr. Vinita Krishnan is a faculty at School of Management and Entrepreneurship at Shiv Nadar University. She is currently engaged in teaching and research in IPR and entrepreneurship with more than 20 years of experience as a teacher, researcher, writer, and an IPR professional. She has worked in both public and private domains. She was recognized by the Department of Science and Technology India among the top 100 stories of IP professionals on World Women Day to 2021. She's also listed in the Marquis Who's Who in the Science and Technology 2011. She and I have known each other for 16 years. We started our IB career together, and I'm really proud of her for the path she has created and carved for herself. Welcome, Vinita, for this episode. And I'm so sorry, everybody. I'm so used to calling her Vinita that it's very difficult to call her anything else. Vinita, most welcome to this episode, and I'm so happy to have you today. I would
Oh,
start with
thank you,
my
Pooja, for a generous introduction.
I would start with my first question, and I know I'm going to get a very witty answer. What makes you unique?
Me and my me space.
Yeah, that is true. You and your passion of doing things differently is what makes you very unique. Vinita, since you are into teaching and research, are you doing any consulting project related to entrepreneurship, or if you have done in future and you would like to share about it?
Okay, consultancy as such I haven't done in true sense. I have just mentored the students and the startup who come here to get their seed funding or to get incubated in the AIC. But as such, consultancy I haven't tried my hands on.
So how would you define your role in the entrepreneurial or in the innovation ecosystem? What role are you playing there?
That's a very relevant question because I've been an academician when I was delving into all sorts of literature because I did one research project on entrepreneurial university where we took the OECD framework on how entrepreneurial in universities and we introduced a new variable IPR. How IPR is an enabler in the IP ecosystem in an university and how it is helping the university as becoming engines of growth. So my role, you can say currently is a very specific focused role on teaching IP at all levels, right from UG to PG to research level, and then working in areas of IP research. IP research specifically, not mainly from the legal aspect, but now we have also shifted from the management aspect. What are the challenges in managing IP? Because if you look at IP research, a lot is related with legal field. So we're moving from legal to the management field. So I can say I am an enabler or my contribution currently for the IP is as a educator, mentor, researcher, and facilitator, all into one.
Well,
I still have to grow.
that's unique, as you said. You are playing three roles. So, how many startups have you worked with or mentored so far?
Okay. See, my main interest with consulting with the startups or mentoring actually started in here because we have an AIC here. So since 2018, roughly 12 to 14
Okay,
startups.
and all of these are technical based startups, I believe, right? Like they are not
Most
just service oriented, product oriented.
no, very few.
Okay. Since you're into teaching, Vinita, are there any special courses that you're running for entrepreneurship or any programs which you have that you plan to do in near future?
Okay, regarding the course, we have already introduced entrepreneurial management for the executive MBA. I mean the working group. It is unique in the sense that working group people have constant of time. So in this condensed course, which is runs over a quarter, we try to give them a lot of frameworks, then design templates, so that they can pitch their ideas in the best possible way, or they can streamline their business in a systematic way. Because few of the students are already running startups. So that is one aspect. Second thing is I do regularly workshops, seminars for the startups who are focusing on IP, or even if they are not focusing, then raise awareness. I already did last year one certain similar kind of workshop regarding the future plan. What I intend to do is I found that most of the startups who come in here who are planning to do entrepreneurship, they do not have any idea of the market and they simply come up with a business plan when it should be the other way around. So now our focus is on starting entrepreneurship with a focus on first do your ground research and then seize the opportunity.
So you are kind of, giving them a foundation to build the house on top of it.
Yes, and theory and practice going on simultaneously. Because in MBA course, which I was talking about, whatever theory you are giving, they're implementing in the project, and the ultimate outcome of that course is a project which sees the market if it is well good enough or it remains till the stage of prototype. So they work
Okay.
for 7 weeks.
It could be an experience-based internship that they have where both theory and practical
Yes,
is combined. So
exactly.
since you have working with student startups, Vinita, are there any common pain points for both product and process led startups and those especially created by the students? Are there any specific pain points that are there for them?
Yes, as I told you, the most common pain point was not knowing their market and the target customers.
Mm-hmm.
Just intrigued with the idea, but not knowing where to actually go and sell it. So, in fact, I had faced a problem with one of the students who has gone quite ahead in prototype, but he did not know where to sell it and who are his customers. So that was a very strange situation. So that made me realize that in the course or in the workshop or while guiding the fresh minds, we always tell them first go and do your homework, survey the market, and then out of the 4 or 5 ideas you start crystallizing or acting upon it. This is a very common problem across all the startups. And second thing is obviously scaling up, attracting the funders, funding agencies, fundraisers.
Yeah, because if they don't know the market, definitely nobody's going to fund them unless and until there's a good market size which could be captured and they have some revenue generation model for them. Who would like to fund them if both of the things are missing, even though the idea may be great? So that is definitely an
Yes.
issue. So I really appreciate that your course is trying to address that question because even in IP and innovation otherwise, if you look at most of the IP that is generated, that is not industry oriented, right? It is something that you worked upon and it's solving a particular problem, so you have filed an IP. But then is it actually solving the industry problem? That is something that needs to be seen. So that brings me to another question, Vinita, that you were trained in IP, like you underwent the women scientist training and then you have also worked with ICMR and you did your PhD in IP. With that complete background in IP, how do you integrate IP and entrepreneurship?
Okay, integrating IPR in entrepreneurship. In that case, I think right now I also don't have too much of clarity because I just started that course. Entrepreneurship was not my subject, but because I did some course from Alabama, so I thought I would give it a try for teaching it. So I inserted a module on specific IPR concerns of the entrepreneurs. And
Okay.
then in that course, see, we are focusing more on technology entrepreneurship because that is in a very rudimentary stage, technology entrepreneurship. Because handling technology specifically in times of industry 4, AI operated, blockchain operated, and all, it has got a huge promise because you see, it's not only one kind of IP, a variety of IP is required. So a very comprehensive understanding of IP is required. So as part of the course, one strict module is interpreted, and by the time they build up their project idea into a workable model or a workable prototype whatsoever, so they are also able to identify what are the needs, what are the kinds of IP my project needs. Initially kya hota tha, they do the work, all of them do the work, but they're not aware whether they need an IP and what should be protected. So through this course, at least they're able to figure it out. Okay, these are my needs and these are the kind of IPs which I need to protect. So that small aspect we have tried to solve.
So all these courses that are there, are they open to any students or these are limited to, Shiv
No,
Nadar
in-house.
universities?
Only
Okay.
for our. It's a part of our MBA, PhD, or UG curriculum. Not at PhD. We are teaching only at UG and PG level. In the future, I am planning to go out with a wider reach because this is a very important aspect, and that will be more in the form of a condensed capsule form, so that it's digestible also, and then it's not very exhaustive because everybody's have constraint for time in current situation.
Yes, and there's so much of information bombardment because there are resources available. You could go through it, but there's so much of information you still don't know how to implement it. So, like you're saying
And
that,
where to go, which website, which database? Because as I told you, in case of that student who did not know the market and he had brought about a wonderful innovation, he had to tweak it in the end. It's called pivoting.
yeah.
He had to tweak it because he did not know the needs of the market. First of all, second thing, they did not know about prior art. So we also tell them about prior art, how to search some basic ones before starting their technological innovation.
Well, then in that case, it would be wonderful if you open it up for all other students other than those who are enrolled with SNU so that, it could benefit the students at large.
We will do it, but it will take a little time because the institute is in a transition mode from in IOE status. It's in a transition mode, so a lot of work is going at the background.
Okay, sure. We'll wait for it. And whenever you're ready to float that course, just let me know. I would be happy to spread the word.
Yes, sure.
And have you read any book, Vinita? I remember you used to love reading books. Do you still find the time to read any?
Pooja, there's a multi-million-dollar question right now for me. You're very right. I, voracious reader once upon a time, kept on reading, but there has been a huge gap now, say for months, because of some personal reason or professional commitment. But still, one or two books which always keep coming back to me. Or one recent catch, if I would like to share, is a book called Atomic Habits. It's written by author is probably James Clear, and he's a habit expert. And in fact, my students also have read it and recommended it very strongly. And it is for each one of us that small bits of habits build into a bigger goal. Because usually क्या हम कहते हैं ना, to everybody set a goal and work towards it. So we don't realize that each small step, if we start taking care of it, then it is not difficult, also not cumbersome, and then one by one we are putting it up together as a larger goal. So that Atomic book by James Clear, I think I recommend everybody should go through it. The achievement of small things, small steps keep you motivated, happy, and always look ahead in the future. That was the core message I got from it.
Mhm.
And you have asked about a single book, but related with this, and because this is about women entrepreneurs, or women is the focus in all your discussion, honey, as the name says. One book I think all of us should go through is, I've read it twice, Lean In by Sheryl Sandberg. You must have heard of her. She has
Yes, I
been
have.
on Facebook. She lost her husband. The way she came back resilient. So she has put out a number of chapters, a number of statements and suggestions, recommendations. I cannot put everything right now
Mhm.
together. But the two, three important things he said was, first was regarding communication. Listen to others just as you would like to be listened. Second, for women, don't be afraid of asking. You'll get only as much as you ask. And third thing, which is very important and which is related with our this women IP scheme. Women who are having a break in their career, when you're trying to balance your professional and personal life, don't
Yeah.
plan too ahead. Means
Mhm.
take one day at a time. This is for you also, Pooja.
Yes. That is
Just take
true.
one day at a time and everything will fall in place.
Yes.
And
So
the best
I
part, just 1 minute, Pooja.
sure.
And the best which Cheryl impressed me with was, she said, just accepted that I cannot do it all by myself. Means take help. If it is
Yeah.
required, take help from others.
That is true. That realization sometimes comes very late. By that time, you have
Mm.
already affected your health. You
Yes.
you have lost that charm that you had once upon a time to do and achieve things. The points that you have given are great, and I hope it would help a lot of people. I'll keep in mind, one day at a time and plan accordingly. But yes, since I had planned, I could have you on this particular episode, and I'm
Mm.
really grateful that you did agree to it. And thank you so much, Vanita, for joining me today. It was pleasure having you, and reviving some of our
Okay.
memories. We have many
Mm-hmm.
more experts and entrepreneurs joining us for a conversation, sharing their journeys to inspire us. Please follow us and me on LinkedIn for more updates. And if you have missed any of the videos so far, please do check Dhwani's YouTube channel. Thank you so much. See you soon.